Now we're going to be looking at the basic drop-off technique. The drop-off techniques is a great technique to learn. It's helpful in all styles of riding, be it North Shore, free ride, even I suppose dirt jumping. You know, it's just a good technique to learn to help you out in your everyday riding. Kit as well, kit-wise, on the bike you want a good strong setup. You know, bar, stem, wheels, everything's got to be pretty strong because it's quite, you know, it can be quite heavy landing on some of this stuff. Also, another important one is the flat pedals. You don't want to be clipped in, sailing off a drop and get tangled up with the bike if you do have to crash. The other thing, obviously a helmet, full face helmet maybe if you're feeling, you know, not so confident and you want to step it up a little bit. Knee pads, maybe shin pads as well. Just good set of gloves, just, you know, your average kit for trying something you're not too confident with really. So for the drop-off technique, you want to try to find a drop with a decent run-in like we've got here. It's just clear of obstacles. You know, you're not going to crash into anything on the way to it. You've got a good, nice speed. Don't want anything uphill to it. You want the drop to be, say, 2 or 3 feet just to start learning on, just to get the technique. Then find a nice downslope, long downslope. This one's, say, 4 bike lengths long. It's perfect angle and everything. This is just the perfect setup we've got here to teach the drop-off technique on. So gear selection wise, you just want to be in a gear that gives you almost a bit of like oomph off the drop. Kind of, you don't want to be in too light a gear so you just spin and, you know, you get no pickup off the front wheel. You want a gear that's going to give you that little bit if you do need it. Now I'm going to hit the drop a few times just for you to check the technique out, watch it a few times and just learn from there. Kind of roll in, good foot forward, set up on the bike and just pick the front wheel up, almost put the bike in a horizontal line, almost carry the takeoff of the drop out, and then adjust the bike in the air by moving your weight, pushing down slightly on the handlebars to adjust the bike to the landing of the drop. The smoothest landing is always 2 wheels together perfectly. Slightly even nose in slightly is for the way to get the smoothest landing. So as you're landing from the drop, you want to be using your arms and almost your legs to use as like a suspension system. Almost soak up, work with your bike as soon as you feel the impact. Use your arms to bend and absorb, and your whole body to absorb the shock. The bigger the drop, the more this will help you ride away from the drop clean. Another important thing when you're learning to do drops is keep an eye on the weather. When the wind's blowing, drops are definitely a no-no. They're out the window. Slight gust of wind when you're going down takes the front wheel out. It's just, you know, a no-goer. Don't do it. Another great way of learning all the techniques that we show you on these videos is just to keep an eye out on all the local riders. Any rider that's better than you, just take a few tips from them, check out what they're doing on their bike. It's just a great way. If you ride with someone who's better than you, you just progress so fast. It's the best way to learn anything out there. Now we've learned the basic drop technique, we're going to move up to some slightly bigger stuff. It's just the next stage up in the learning process, and maybe hit some bigger stuff a bit later on. So now we're going to look at this. This is a step down. It's similar technique to what we learned earlier in the basic drop off. The thing is with this, you need a bit more entry speed to give you the extra distance. It's not a much bigger drop. It's just maybe say 10-12 feet out. It's just exactly the same approach technique. It's just like compressing the bike in, hop in, adjusting the bike to the angle of the downslope, and just riding away clean. Sweaty Betty.